Hello and thanks for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm Jurnee Taylor. Here's a look at some of the top stories we're following today. First, the push to get more hostages out of Gaza continues as international mediators are pushing to extend the ceasefire. Now, as more hostages emerge, so do their tales of terror. Plus, Consumer Reports revealed the most reliable vehicles with surprising news about electric vehicles. We'll have more on which brands top the list. And a familiar face is officially returning to Fayetteville as reports surfaced that Bobby Petrino will become Arkansas's new offensive coordinator. That's definitely the talk of the town this morning. Maybe that and weather. Meteorologist Scott Covert. We have a quiet day right now, but that might not be the case for too long.
Well, that's exactly right. There's a lot of weather to talk about. Changes are underway. Now, right now, it is somewhat beautiful outside. You saw those beautiful blue skies behind Jurnee. Temperature is pretty comfortable here at the lunch hour. In fact, Little Rock now up to 62 degrees. In Searcy, we're sitting at 60. 61 our number out the front door right now in Pine Bluff. 59 in me in the 57, your temperature in Russellville. Satellite and radar shows most of our skies are clear out there, beautiful blue skies, but you notice those clouds, they continue to build in, and that's steadily going to continue all day long, even into the overnight hours. Eventually, by later tonight, we'll have mostly cloudy skies. Now, as for the rest of the day, expect temperatures to top out not too far from where they're at right now, probably looking at mid-60s for many of us. Those southwesterly winds, pretty breezy at times. Sunset coming up tonight right at 4:58. Boy, it sure gets dark early this time of year. Here's what we're tracking in your 7-day forecast. A really good bet for rain. It's going to move in tomorrow. There comes with it a low chance of a couple of strong to severe storms. We'll take a look at who and where, as well as a preview of the upcoming weekend. There have been some changes to that forecast, changes that I think you're going to like. It's all coming up here in about 15 minutes.
Thank you, Scott. U.S. and international diplomats are pushing to extend the ceasefire in Gaza to encourage Hamas to free more hostages in return for the release of Palestinian prisoners from Israeli jails. Militants are expected to release 10 more captives today. U.S. officials are hoping Americans may be among them. CBS's Ian Lee reports.
One by one, they emerge from Hamas captivity in Gaza. From the very old to the very young. This girl carries her pet dog amid taunts from the crowd. As more captives come out, so do their tales of terror.
They are not looking good.
Sharon Caldron is the aunt of 16-year-old Sahar and 12-year-old Erez, seen here being kidnapped by militants. They were held underground for more than 50 days before being freed.
And you can see it on their face that they didn't see sunlight.
The aunt of another young hostage told French TV Hamas forced her 12-year-old nephew to watch videos of the October 7th massacre and threatened him and other children with weapons each time they cried. Around 160 hostages are thought to remain in captivity in Gaza, including 9 Americans. The ceasefire may have brought an uneasy calm to the territory, but it hasn't eased the pain for the Palestinians. This newlywed says, "We're tired. Ever since we were born, we've been enduring war and destruction." But Israel says the war will resume once Hamas stops releasing hostages. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Well, the U.S. has mobilized $100 million in humanitarian assistance to help Palestinian civilians affected by the conflict. While authorities in Vermont determined if a hate crime was committed when 3 young men of Palestinian descent were shot in Burlington over the weekend, the mothers of 2 of the college students are speaking out about the brutal attack. All 3 students, 2 American civilians, and a legal resident are recovering from gunshot wounds. 20-year-old Hisham Al-Wathani is the most seriously injured.
So he should be having an operation today, and he may, in the next week or so, be moved into a rehabilitation facility because he has an incomplete spinal injury, which means that he currently can't move his legs.
To have this happen to our children here in the United States, where we sent them to study, thinking that they're safe, is, it's just absolute horror for us. It's every mother's nightmare, and that has just come true.
48-year-old Jason Eden has pleaded not guilty to 3 counts of attempted murder. He's accused of shooting the men as they were walking down the street. In a THV 11 update, Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin has rejected a ballot proposal that would ask voters whether or not to reserve the state's abortion ban in 2024. Reverse, Griffin mentioned several ambiguities in the proposal that, in his opinion, could mislead or confuse voters. The group now has the opportunity to resubmit its proposal after reworking the document. In a statement, the committee welcomed what they called Griffin's nonpartisan analysis. In Little Rock, the board of directors putting the final touches on the city's budget Tuesday. Just before a vote next week, city police and fire personnel would see salary increases next year. THV 11's Ashley Godwin was in attendance.
So we were really pleased with the way it went.
Little Rock police officers will see an increased salary next year after successful negotiations between the city and the Fraternal Order of Police. Starting salaries will go up 5% at $52,500. Officers with more than 15 years of service will also see a salary increase of 4%.
I think it's definitely going to help with recruitment. I think the nod to the senior officers is going to help with retention. So I think it's going to help across the board.
The Little Rock Firefighters Union negotiated last year. In that agreement, they will receive a 1.75% increase in their salaries next year. But there is some controversy surrounding another group's potential salary raises.
I mean, I'm strongly for this.
I disagree with a lot of what my colleagues have said about what we signed up for.
Included in the budget is salary increases for the Little Rock directors. Right now, they get paid $18,000 a year. If they were to pass the budget as is, they will get paid $25,000.
We're not up here because we're getting a wonderful 501k or 529 account. We're up here because we want to do public service to and for our community.
Some directors said they would reject the budget if this is included. The mayor and city attorney are now working to split the budget and pay raises for separate votes.
A companion ordinance to the budget ordinance.
There will also be a $2,500 recruit incentive for emergency dispatchers. The board is expected to vote on the budget next week. The city of North Little Rock is gearing up to break ground on a new fire station in the next hour. Located on Blaze Avenue off Highway 165, the department says the firehouse will be 7,600 square feet when it's complete, and it includes 5 bedrooms, offices, a gym, and more. The project should cost about $4.6 million. Today's groundbreaking is set for 1 o'clock. And in a shocking development, former Arkansas head coach Bobby Petrino is returning to Arkansas to join Sam Pittman's staff as offensive coordinator. Tuesday afternoon, reports began to surface of his return to Fayetteville just 4 days after the season ended. Well, we've spotted some pretty obvious clues on Petrino's social media that seem to back up the reports. Petrino posted this video of his granddaughter calling the Hogs. It was posted just after 6 o'clock last night. Well, Petrino also changed his bio on X or Twitter, adding in a hashtag WPS at the end. He even changed his location to Fayetteville, signaling he's headed back to the Hill. Okay. Well, coming up in recent days, multiple emergency rooms were effectively shut down after a cyber attack targeted a healthcare chain, affecting hospitals and patients from New Mexico to New Jersey. We'll have more on what's next for those impacted.
Beautiful day across Arkansas here right now. Beautiful blue skies above downtown Little Rock. Clouds moving our direction. Those clouds are going to bring a decent chance of rain come tomorrow. The latest on that, when it starts, when it ends, and how much we expect, all coming up in your 7-day forecast.